Hello and welcome everybody to the Monday Rookies opening league here, or the opening race rather, for the new league. It's the Summer Rookies here. We have a lot of cars on the grid and we are here in Hungary at the Hungaroring. Hope everyone's having an amazing evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you're at in this fine world. I'm Mike Nause here in the booth. We're currently just chilling in free practice right now as we watch these cars round the track. We have 40 of them currently. 40 different rookies out here on the grid tonight. A lot of familiar names in here. A lot of unfamiliar names as well, though. So it will be quite the spice up. Hello, Sage. We got Eric in chat as well. Eric, welcome. Sage, I meant Sage out here to support none other than his sister, Lizzie Alicea, out on track here in the Ginetta. This is her first league in sim racing, period. I was driving some laps with her today. She's currently lapping a 202, but I know we're gonna see better. That's definitely not quite what she's capable of. But yeah, I hope everyone's having an amazing time. This is gonna be an exciting series. Rookie League, everybody's favorite. Last season, of course, our rookie champion was none other than Ricky Bobby. Aaron Miller taking a close second, actually, and John Hawley taking third in terms of the not rookie class. Of course, there are not rookies as well as rookies on the grid, just to give the rookies a bit of a benchmarker. Miles Sewell taking that, Corey Hampshire in second, and George Elmer in third. In terms of the time charts, topping the time charts is going to be Dan Brace, currently in this free practice session with a 1:53.6. He's going to be driving the Ironman Alpine this time around. And Corey Hampshire, who was second in the championship, well, he's currently sitting in second position, so we'll see if he can improve that in terms of season championship standings as well as race standings. Tropical the Dragon, good morning from the UK. Repping the Audi tonight, number 776 car. Well, big shout out there. Let's see. Number 776. A lot of cars on this grid tonight. That is exciting. It's going to be, oh my goodness, Benjamin. I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce your name, but it's going to be Benjamin Biddulph. Yeah, Biddulph. Did I get that right? One Bigley as well, throwing some green flags out there. I did get it right. All right, let's go. I'll take it. I'll take it. Well, good luck to you. Currently sitting down there, 21st position, 1:26.9. I bet we're going to see some faster times from you. And best of luck in the racing. Don't hit anyone. That's my best recommendation in terms of points finishing. Got some awesome liveries out here on the grid this time around. I saw, of course, you got the Noobs R Us representation. Can't forget that. Plenty of Noobs R Us cars out there. This is Andrew Casey in the 406 that we're looking at. But the one that I'm really looking for, I'm not sure they're out on track right now. That's a very nice livery there. Where was it? The Target? I think that's based on a car in real life. I'm not sure. That's a very nice looking car. I don't think that's a Target car, but it's a very nice looking car nonetheless, by Ricardo Sapien there. That is going to be the number 43. Of course, Scott Sullivan, AV6 Scott on Twitch. My big fat head's in the way. You can't quite see. Let me get my head out of the way so you can see the livery. We'll get into it in games later. We'll get a more in-depth view. We're just getting some nice little glancing shots currently, where we can see there's already some battling happening on track. This is going to be an exciting one. We got all the constructors out there more or less tonight. Kovacs, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. And there we go. That is one of the liveries that I really wanted to check out. That's a cool livery right there. Like I say, we'll look more at it in game, but can we get a good... Oh, my head. Nope. Okay. We're not quite set up for that. Thank you, Kovacs. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Hope you're having a great evening or afternoon or morning, wherever you are in this fine world, as I said before. Repeat that one 20 times. But we have about 0 seconds left in qualifying, and 0 minutes, of course, and 0 hours for that matter. But nonetheless, we are going to be rolling over into the, did I say qualifying? I meant to say free practice. We're going to be rolling over into the free practice. We're going to be rolling over into the qualifying session soon. I can't speak. Lord Bardock, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Everybody really excited here tonight for this amazing series. Round 1 of the rookies. This is going to be on a tight, twisty track, the Hungaroring. Personally, I love this track. I know a lot of people, this is not their most favorite track in terms of driving. It's a very, some call it Monaco without the walls. It's got a lot of runoff area here at the, you know, but the barriers are not too far away. And there we go. iDesign, welcome. As we now are going to roll over into qualifying. Switch over into the actual race session here. As we get right into it. We're going to have a split qualifying. The pro drivers are going to be going out first, where we will then see the rookie drivers out. We're going to have a queue at the end of the pits. First minute is dedicated to setup changes. So these guys are going to be queuing up to get out there on track. You can see it's an eager queue. Wow. Can't speak. Let's get a view as they come by us here. Stand in the little, there we go. Stand in the marshal's box as we can see, looking over at the 52 McLaren here as we come down to the 20-minute mark where we're going to get green, and we're going to see all of these cars come flying by us here in the pit lanes. Well, maybe not flying by just yet, but with their pit limiters on. And you can see the stream of the pro drivers coming out. That's going to be all the white plate drivers. The red plates are going to be coming out after that. Taylor Johnston, of course, leading the queue there in the 52 McLaren, the PA Mellow Yellow. Lizzie in chat. Good luck, Lizzie, in the race. As well, Dat GT3 girl. Round 1, let's go. Yes, indeed. I'm looking. This is going to be amazing. May hang back a bit for quali. Oh, come on. As you can see, it's a pile onto track. No texting and driving. Luckily, Lizzie is in the second split, Sage. But I appreciate it. Looking out for your sister there. Eric's hyped. Everybody's hyped. This is going to be a very, very exciting series. Kep has hits. I apologize. I definitely butchered that one. Thank you very much for the follow. And some support there for Lizzie as well in chat. Eric, are we seeing Mrs. Gakassian out there tonight? That is the question. I haven't heard any word from the paddock as of late. But I am very curious, as we do see here, Taylor Johnston is going to be starting his lap on the Hungaroring. This is going to be the first lap of the league here. Taylor Johnston in the McLaren, heading now into the first turn, braking at about the 100-meter board, trying to get it stopped down into second gear to maximize that minimum speed there into the corner. Nice and early on the throttle as we accelerate towards turn 2. It's a bit of a hairpin, awkward off camber, so easy to understeer. You have to attack the apex there to get the rotation. Rounding it now, coming on, it's going to be flat out all the way through here, up into fourth. A little bit of a lift maybe, actually. Tires maybe not quite up to temperature. Should be flat out through there. And braking now into fourth gear, just trying to coast it, keep it on track. Did he keep that valid? No, he did not. Taylor Johnston invalidates the first lap there. Gonna have to give her another go. 2.7 miles. Tropical the Dragons using a gamepad. All right. We do have a couple gamepad legends out there. We have Joystick Jace, as some of them call him. The infamous. I'm not seeing him in this league. Jace Wright, though, of course. Some call him the Controller King. Say Joystick Jace. He has a plethora of names, everybody. Maybe you can take one, too. Taking a look now at Dave Collins, who has managed to keep it valid. They're going to be rounding the final corner now in the Merc. This will be the first time set, unless he keeps it, does keep it valid around the final corner. First lap set by David Collins, a 154.4. I think we're going to see some improvements on that by the end of the session. In fact, we're going to see it immediately. Niall Leroy Brown Schleter jumps to pole position, quickly beaten out by Kevin Rivera in the Noobs RS. The Puerto Rican representation there. Dan Brace in the Ironman Alpine, quick to take the throne again. It's a 133.3 versus a 133.15 for pole position right now. 100th separating it currently. Taking a look at Corey Hampshire, putting in that third position. It's an Alpine top 3 currently. Alpine looking awfully strong in this new 1.9 update. I have no idea if that's the truth or not, or if these drivers are just talented with whatever they get behind the wheel of. These times. Yeah, no, I know. It's all right. Remember, these are the pro split. Or this is the pro split, so they're a benchmarker. And Hoshiri, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Justin Seckham there redeeming a hydrate. Definitely need one. Get a little sip of Monster involved there. Stay hydrated, everybody. It's very important. So we're following along here with Corey Hampshire and the little Alpine that could. Little 4-cylinder engine in this thing. And Corey on quite the lap. Well, maybe not quite as good of a lap as Kevin Rivera. I think Kevin Rivera is looking to take this pole position, but Dan Brace might have a response. We'll see. Doc Milwee, welcome, welcome. As we head towards the line now, the Puerto Rican takes the pole position. Noobs R Us up onto the throne. Can it get taken away? It does by Dan Brace, the Ironman Alpine, quick to respond. Corey Hampshire comes across the line, but he stays third position. He didn't quite have enough to answer. In fact, CJ Engine in the Mercedes Santa Cruz CJ Engine Works there, the number 5, takes the third position, breaking up the Alpines for right now. The German thrown in the middle of the French. What could possibly go wrong there? And that GT3 girl, shout out to the Noobs R Us. You're gonna unalive your heart if you keep drinking Monsters after 5? Look, I plead the 5th. What could possibly go wrong? That's, I think, the mentality to have there. As we come to the 10-minute mark, that will be the virtual... Oh, there's an invalid lap actually there for CJ Engine. Cutting the chicane a little too tight there. Pushing the limits. Taylor Johnston has yet to put a response in. Well, I take that. I mean, he has. He's in 5th position. That's nothing to shake his stick at, that's for sure. You're not a medical expert or anything, just a nursing student. I mean, do we have an AM on track? I don't know. There's a lot of drivers on track, but I do not think so. I think we're all good. Taylor Johnston comes to an end of his qualifying a little bit earlier than you would expect. Taking a look, Miles Sewell down here. Miles Sewell, the previous non-rookie champion. in terms of the GT3 Spring Rookie Championship. Managed to take home the points. He's driving the Maserati this time around. Last, I think he was in the Mercedes. Yes, he was in the AMG GT4 last time around. Oh, not anymore. They might have just made the mistake. That's all right. We'll see. I don't think they're going to get a disqualification or anything, so. Mistakes happen. It's a rookie league. This is for learning after all. As I know, these times aren't the rookie times. We'll get into those in a little bit. We still have about half the field sitting in the pits, eager to get out there, but they have about 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go. Then the virtual checkered flag will fall. Any driver on a lap will be able to complete their lap, but any driver to cross the checkered flag after the time will no longer be allowed to start their lap. Now Schlieder struggling to find time in that Porsche. I've been driving the Porsche around here myself, and I will say it feels very average. It doesn't feel special, it doesn't feel particularly good, and it doesn't feel particularly bad. Now Schlieder here currently sitting in P7. Not too many Porsches on the board currently. Got Aaron Miller down in P16, Chris Rye is right behind him in 17th, as well as Blisket in P20. That'll be the end there of Niall Leroy Brown Schlieder's qualifying. P7 it is for him at the best. Does David Collins have any response there? He only has 4/10 to gain. Dan Brace is comfortably sitting up on the top step for right now. We'll see if any of the rookies have a response to that. I doubt it. No offense, rookies. But we'll see. David Collins will be one of the last to finish their laps. Have a couple coming to the checkered flag right now. We got Zane Blisket coming to the line. The 64th Studios Porsche. And 19th position it will be for him. The last driver on their lap is going to be David Collins. Ricardo Sapien leading the rookies out in the BMW. Why don't we stick along here, David Collins? He's about even with his lap time for right now. Ooh, that's not going to help. In fact, that's going to be the lap for him. Invalidates it as we hop on board. Sorry, David. A little bit of a commentator curse there. And Asorela, hola. How's it going? I don't speak much Spanish, I apologize. I barely speak English. Miracles happen, maybe a rookie will surprise us all. Exactly, you never know. If any rookie is going to do it, I'm going to be honest, no offense, Ricardo Sapien, one of our amazing admins over at Trackalicious, I don't think it's going to be him, but why don't we follow on board with him into T1 anyways? Alright, never mind. Ricardo, I'm sorry. Maybe a little late on the brakes there, buddy. Jacob Little, next to make the attempt. Actually, there's the 406 is going to be Andrew Casey and the Noobs R Us. Pushing it a bit wide there. But now heading into the third turn where we've seen we've seen a couple invalidations, but I would imagine there's been quite a few invalidations here. Some support there for Andy Oak. Some support for Lizzie as well. And Andrew Casey here. Nice and tidy on the throttle. Nice. Good exit. Driving the Porsche as well. Breaking into the chicane there a little bit early. That chicane doesn't have an obvious braking point, and well, that's going to be that. And Lizzie Alicea driving the Ginetta. Let's hop on board on the wrong side of the car, or rather the right side of the car. As we come into the chicane now, braking into it, taking it nicely. Slow is fast through there. In third gear, coming through the very tricky sector 2. Lots of understeer there. I think Lizzie struggling with tire temperature potentially, as there's quite a bit of understeer. Car struggling to grip up on corner entry. Braking a little bit late there, but that's the Ginetta. Holy smokes, that car gets stopped amazingly. Okay, if I was braking there in the Porsche, I would have missed that corner by a mile, but... Oh, a little bit hesitant on the throttle, heading around it. Keeps it nice and tidy, though, in between the lines. Heading into the final corner now. There's a couple cars behind her. Needs to keep it valid through the one more corner, and does. Comes across the line, and it's going to be 27th fastest for Lizzie, a 2:01.6. And plenty of support there in chat for Lizzie as well. Go get him, Tiger. The Puerto Rican out there on track, number 79. We'll check back in with her a little bit later. Currently, though, in terms of the pole position, we're looking at Casey Swanseger in the Mercedes GT4. And actually, I take that back. Wow, Kevin Yu with a smashing time in the Camaro there. And holy smokes, one Bigly gifting 5 subscriptions. Gifted 15 total. One Bigly, we really appreciate your continuous support here at Trackalicious. You're absolutely amazing. Keep it up. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Just a week ago, Lizzie was doing 2:10s. Yeah, Lizzie, oh my goodness. Kevin, you there, using all of the track and some, taking their Joker lap a little bit early in the qualifying session. Take a look down here at the 98 Aston Martin, Albert Gionia. I am so sorry. I'm going to need some assistance on that one. Chat. I genuinely apologize, Albert. Unfortunately, there's no flag to give any hints either, so I'm not sure what language that is. Is it Onia? Gionia? Anyway, I apologize. I'm going to need some correction on that one before I keep trying, but Scott Sullivan right behind him as well. As we see Andrew Casey jumping up into second position there in terms of the GT4 rookies. They're all GT4s. I don't know why I said that. And we have the Spanish driver here of Raul. He's currently sitting down in P33. Is it Fragerio? 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 I apologize. Once again, these are... We got a whole... Not only is it a brand new season, it's a whole list of new names for me to learn. We also have Eric Gakassian out on track, who is in a what now? An AMG that doesn't have a gradient on it, and he's missing a corner like normal. Love you, Eric. And I think he also has put... I don't know, Eric. Oh, that's definitely his children. I'm pretty sure that is his daughter there. Eric, you better have all 3 of your kids on here. If you left one out, they are going to be scarred for life. I mean, they're going to be scarred for life if they see that livery in general. Is that his wife? I don't know. Missalicious. That might be. Holly, you might be right. I asked Eric earlier, but he never answered. So, yeah, that is his wife. Okay, well, this is Mrs. Eric out there on track driving the Missalicious car. That is not easy to say at all. I was gonna say there was something wrong with this picture here. The gradient was the one thing that we were missing from this picture. And that explains a lot. Ladylicious? That makes me uncomfortable, Sharpenberry. Also, yep, some support there for Blue on track. Dominic Smedra in the Noobs R Us AMG as well. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the pole position. We got Kevin Yu still sitting on pole position for the rookies. Andrew Casey in second. Casey Swanseeger bringing up that podium third slot. Just in front of Scott Sullivan by about a 10th as well. Jacob Little not too far behind. In fact, Jacob Little improving by about a 10th. Her Majesty, I like that. I doubt she's gonna like that. But I like it, so we might use it. We'll see. Jacob Little, though, heading towards the line. It's going to be enough for second position there. 7/10 improvement comes across the line with a 154.5. I know it's a bit confusing, but anyone just joining us as we come to the end of qualifying with the checkered flag falling, the white plate drivers are the pro drivers, the red plate drivers are the rookie drivers, and if you are interested yourself, a newer driver, and want to sign up for it, you can type !SimGrid in chat where you can find a link to our sim grid that will lead you to our rookie signups. Even if the league is full, you can still sign up as a reserve driver and make it in as long as the race is not full. We are up to 42 drivers in this race, so even if the league was full, you would still be able to join this race as a reserve driver. Though not at this point as this race is underway, but just as an example for next time. And lots of new names. Like I said, lots of new names to learn, which is going to be the challenge. Jacob Little here trying to contest for that pole position. Not sure he's got it in him currently. As I just have a minor sneezing attack. Thank you, allergies. Watching Miss Kakasian here heading across the final corner now with a 1 second improvement, currently sitting in P39. Comes across the line, and it's still going to be P39, but nonetheless a 1 second improvement. Nothing to shake a stick at there. Amazing to see. As that is going to be the end of our qualifying, and we're immediately into the session as well. Gee, I love to see that. Baby on board? We'll get a baby on board at some point. That looks like Eric's kids. Yeah, I think that is all of Eric's kids on the car. If they left one out, I would be rather disappointed. But I think they did manage. There's quite a few of them, but I think they captured them all. Which is hilarious, might I add. But nonetheless, that's not important right now. Why don't we take a sip of Monster before we get in to meet our drivers here, because I'm thirsty. All right. As we get in here to meet our drivers, starting in the overall pole position, the pole position for the entirety of the race is going to be Dan Brace in the Ironman Alpine. Starting in a close P2 is going to be Kevin Rivera representing the Noobs R Us, the Puerto Rican driver. Taylor Johnston, the American, in P3 in the McLaren. CJ Engine, a close fourth in the AMG there. CJ Engine Works, number 5. Court Hampshire in the Alpine as well, representing Noobs R Us in P5, followed up by Miles Sewell in the Maserati. I think Miles Sewell is going to be Corey Hampshire's biggest rival this season. He did manage to out-qualify him this time around. But we'll see if Miles can contest him into T1. Nause Schlieder, 7th fastest in qualifying, followed up by Kevin Yu, who was 8th fastest overall, but first in terms of the rookie class. David Collins in P9, followed up by Paula Brady to round out our top 10, the number 48 Lead Paw Racing Canadian driver. Jacob Little is going to be in 2nd in terms of the rookie class. John Hawley, 12th overall. Jeremy Cubbage, 13th fastest in the Noobs R Us Aston Martin, followed up by Milo Stansky in the AMG Motorsports. AMG, of course, 411th. Miguel, I apologize, Miguel Astrezana. I am so sorry. That one was on the spot. I apologize, Miguel. I will learn that one, though. The number 6 McLaren, the Mexican driver, in P15. Andrew Casey in P16. We have Albert, the number 98 Aston Martin, there in P17. Gionia, I think. We're going to go with that for now. Potts Weaver in P18. George Elmer in 19th. Casey Swanseeger, 20th overall in the AMG there, followed up by Scott Sullivan in P21. Jason Goodman, 22nd fastest. Oh my God, we have a lot of names to go. Seth Lincoln in 23rd in the 101 car, followed up by Andy Oak in 24th. Adam King, 25th fastest, followed up by Aaron Miller in the Viper Racing. And then we have Chris Rise, the number 27 car, lined up next to Yorma Boy Blue, known as Dominic Smedra. We have the Bosworth in the Noobs R Us AMG, followed up by Benjamin Biddle in P30, Zane Blitzk in P31, Mike Patrick P32, Raul in P33, Daniel Versosa P34, Jacob Church, oh, we didn't beat the song, dang it. Jacob Church in P35, Travis Bray, or Barrett Bray, I'm assuming, in P36, Lizzie Alisea in P37, Kari Burton, 38th fastest, Mrs. Gakassian in P39, Professor Cronotis in 40th, Ryan Brown, 41st, and Ricardo Sapien, the other Mexican driver on the grid, the QV Motorsports by BASF, in 42nd, as we now start our 2.7 mile outlap here at the Hungaroring. Oh, that was a lot. We need a longer song for rookie nights? Yeah, you're not kidding. That just didn't quite cut it. Oh, thank you, Alpha. Thank you. There will be fewer drivers after T1. Let's hope not. I do have faith in these drivers tonight. We'll see if that faith is properly placed. There are 42 drivers on the grid, and about half of them are rookies. And DGAF, welcome. It's a small world. We take a look up here at the front of the grid. Dan Brace in pole position here. Kevin Rivera is going to be chasing him down like a dog after a bone here. Taylor Johnston as well, the number 52 car. With an amazing livery, might we add. The mellow yellow PA, number 52. Support there for Noobs R Us, Lizzie. And DJF, you're only now jumping into the wider world of ACC. Well, guess what? You've come to the right place. The Rookie Series here at Trackalicious. If you are interested in dipping your toe in that water of sim racing, I know it's more than just some water. It's an ocean of sim racing. The Rookie League here at Trackalicious is a really good place to start. We have drivers from brand new all the way to somewhat pro drivers. And Dan Brace here being one of them. He's leading us away on pole position. Now rounding the final corner as we get ready to go green 2x2 Noah's Ark formation. I'm Mike Nause in the booth here. We have Kevin Rivera biting at his heels down into T1, looking to get a jump as it's going to be quite the long win. And we're green down into the first race. of the Rookie League. It's a drive-through penalty picked up for Kari Burton early as we head now into T1. It's 3 abreast behind. Oh no. Coming into it, the Ironman Alpine with the lead, but late on the brakes goes Kevin Rivera to try to get that position. He doesn't quite manage to get it back behind. We're still 3 wide with CJ Engine, Corey Hampshire, and Niall Schleter, I think that is. They're almost making contact. A little bit of rubbing maybe as we have big contact. Niall Schleter too late onto the brakes. That's going to park an AMG into the middle of the road. We have a chicane in the turn. That's never ideal. Oh, and there's absolute carnage. Oh no. Cars are off. Taylor Johnston, who was in 3rd position, looks like he has managed to drop down as we are going now into the 2nd sector. It's 3 wide just about. Scott Sullivan has managed to find the pit lane as well. I think we are still going to be green here. Mrs. Gakasi, and I think maybe got caught up into it. Lizzie Alisea potentially as well. We'll have to check that start out a little bit later. Mike Patrick has made his way down the field as well. There's a lot of drivers that got caught up in that. As we have scrapping between rookies and non-rookies now, it's going to be, currently we're looking at, let's see here, Adam King leading Bosworth. Bosworth now under pressure as well from Seth Lincoln. Seth Lincoln with a bit of a barrier though to him. And yes, yellow flag, yellow flag. Oh, man. All right. As we're still getting into it here, Bosworth. Still holding on. Potentially now going to lose the position, though, to Seth Lincoln. Seth Lincoln has the outside line coming into the final corner of lap 1 here. He'll have the overspeed and the slipstream into T1, but he has a battle to contend with on his own. Seth Lincoln with Zane Bliskett right behind. The Class and Gas AMG, the AMG very popular tonight. Oh no, and Kevin Yu, our rookie leader, what has happened here as he is rejoining the track 3 wide, but we need to go back and see this. As that's Niall Schleter in front of us here, we have, whoa, a massive send from a Noobs R Us AMG. I am not sure who that was, but oh my goodness. Andrew Casey, I think that was, or Andrew Casey, no wait, hold on. Andrew Casey is in the Porsche, of course, so was that Jeremy Cubbage? In the Aston Martin? I was going to say the team principal is going to be having a word with their drivers, but that was the team principal himself. He's going to be needing having a word with himself. Oh, and there's a little bit of a loose rear end there for the McLaren. I think that was Ryan Brown. I have no idea. Was that, or Potts Weaver? Struggling to keep up with the action here as there's so much of it here on these first few laps, battling throughout. Professor Kronotis looking onto the rear of Bliskett there. Benjamin Biddulph, excuse me, managing, I think, to make up a bit of ground from the start. 5 positions up from where they started, not bad. Managed to get through the carnage. Chris Rise as well, up 9 positions. One of our biggest gainer, though, Professor Kronotis, with some accident avoidance, up 13 positions. And some energy given there for Mrs. Gakasi, and she's going to need it. Currently sitting down in P39. Travis Bray is off as well. Is it Barrett? It might be Barrett. He's American. I don't know. Spin caused carnage, yeah. I'm not sure the, I don't think that it was caused by a massive send, to be completely honest. Also, thank you, Alpha. Much appreciated. And Hawaiian Rush? Is that the, Hawaiian Rush? That's not who I think it is it? Is that the fastest Hawaiian ACC driver? Or am I mistaken? been a while since I've seen you around. And Laylee, welcome. More support there for Lizzie. Lizzie, probably one of the most supported drivers this time around. She's currently down in 37th, working her way through the field, learning, as this is her first race, of course. Oh no, Mrs. Gakosian caught up in an accident. What's happened here? That's Barrett behind. We're going to go with Barrett as he's American. Travis Barrett here. Looking to get by Mrs. Gakosian. Oh, just a massive send there for Travis. Lolly. My bad, Lolly. Excuse me. And hello, Hawaiian Rush. Welcome. How's your day been? We're just watching some extreme racing here at the rookie opening race of the season. This is race 1 of 2 tonight. It's going to be 2 20-minute races. We're going to have another qualifying session as well. Currently looking at Aaron Miller here, who's in a side-by-side scrap with Ricardo Sapien. That BMW is so much chonkier than the Porsche. And Aaron Miller under threat as well as we're coming down the straight. Andrew Casey, what has happened here? The rookie leaders are just getting picked off one by one. And oh no, I didn't go back far enough. As he's parked it, whoever that is in the McLaren, excellent, excellent reactions. I just want to give them some props. Who was that? Because that took some serious, serious discipline to just not plow into the rest of traffic. That mysterious McLaren, I'm not sure who that was. Was that Andy Oak? I don't know. I don't think it was. Now I'm really curious. Who was that? That was such a good play. Whoever that was, more power to you. And etiquette, yes. Good driver's etiquette indeed. Whoa, Aaron Miller. Getting a bit aggressive on the defense there, that's for sure. We have Benjamin Bidoff here, scrapping in the Audi. He popped in chat earlier just to say hi. Benjamin here, new driver in the rookie league. Excited to see him out here and doing so well as well. Up in 24th position, battling with Professor Chronotis right now. We have Jason Goodman side by side with George Elmer coming into it. Casey Swanseeger is in the road as well. What has happened to Casey Swanseeger? As I said, the rookies, they're just getting picked off. Oh, cameraman, come on. That's the McLaren. That's the mysterious McLaren. Who is that? No, the mysterious McLaren made contact with Casey Swanseeger. The driver's etiquette that we preached him for earlier, all out the window. Who was that, though? Oh no, and there's bumping and banging as well. Oh goodness, Adam King is facing the wrong way. It's Miguel. That's who it is, Miguel. Please, someone tell me how to pronounce this last name. I'm really struggling with it. Astazarin? Astazarin? I am so, that one is really tricky. I do genuinely apologize. I know we have some Spanish-speaking listeners in chat. No, Adam King, turn around. Pretty sure it was a different Maka. I think it was Miguel, but I could be wrong. Move along, people. Nothing to see here. There's been a couple of those. Kevin Yu caught up in him as well. I think that's very unfortunate for Kevin in this race. We have Taylor Johnston here. He started in 3rd position, now battling with Albert Gionia. Astazarin? Astazarin? That sounds right. You think that was Weaver that stopped? Do you think that that was the Potts Weaver? Hold on. We need to take a look. What does Potts Weaver's livery look like? Oh, you might be right. You might be right. It's tough. All the McLarens are kind of red, so it's very tricky, but I think we would have seen that 46. Holy, Chris Rise What has happened to Chris? Did he just get on the throttle too early? I think that's what happened here. As we're rounding the final corner now. Oh, yep, just a squirt of throttle. That is what you call just Porsche things right there. The rear engine nature of the Porsche. We also see the side-by-side battling, excellent battling happening between, that was Niall Schlieder and Miles Sewell. Corey Hampshire now joining the party as well with 9 minutes and 27 seconds left to go. And yes, this race is 20 minutes. Thank you, Casey. As you can see, these drivers nip and tuck through this second sector, but David Collins has picked up a drive-through penalty as Niall Schlieder has been punted, but what a save. Corey Hampshire is going to go for the overtake. An absolute savage. Flash of the headlights for Niall Schlieder. He is not happy about that at all. And honestly, kind of rightfully so. Corey. Jumping back down the field, though, Casey Swanseger and Seth Lincoln. They're going hand and fist at each other right now. Casey Swanseger working his way back up the field after, I think, getting in a couple incidents, actually. Down 8 positions, or excuse me, up 2 positions from where they started. Never mind, Casey doing an all right job. I thought Casey was doing better than that, though. Also, what is that Camaro stamp on Potts Weavers? This must be a tribute livery. I think I saw it in chat earlier. This is a NASCAR livery, isn't it? I'm not sure who said that in chat earlier, but... Jeremy Cubbage here, trying to make the send into T1. A bit too far back, but he does not care. He's going for the move nonetheless as Jacob Little has washed a bit too deep. Now the outside line coming into the next corner for Jeremy Cubbage, but I think he's going to be firmly ahead enough coming into it. And wow, Taylor Johnston closing that massively, but keeps it on track. How about shout out to the top rookie? It's so hard to keep track of. Who is our top rookie right now? That's a really good question. Jacob Little, currently our top rookie. In fact, the one that we were just looking at. You can see the look at the time charts here. As there's been actually so many position changes for the rookie lead. It's been insane. We also have Gionia behind in the Aston Martin. And yeah, drive-through penalty for Collins. Really unfortunate. And John Hawley here trying to catch back up. Dan Brace has led this race the entire time. Corey Hampshire chasing down Miles Sewell again. Niall Schlieder still behind. Niall Schlieder has got to be getting really impatient at this point. What can he get done, though? That is the question. Jake's been in the top 10 the whole time. That's your bro. All right, that's what you love to hear. Support there for Jacob Little in chat as he is under some threat right now from Taylor Johnston behind coming into T1. He's going to need a miracle to defend this one. And I think he recognizes that himself, actually. Not quite, though, actually. Coming back at him. Taylor Johnston's going to have an AMG on the outside potentially for the next corner. Doesn't look like it, though. And wow, we're going to see a send from the... Who is that? That's John Hawley. John Hawley trying to make his presence known there. Some AMG on AMG action. Wide goes the 474 car. John Hawley, though, needs to keep an eye behind him as Gionia. Very close. And a full onboard lap there for Lizzie. You got it. We'll get to that here in a minute. Support for the 48 car as well. Oh my goodness, as we are side by side through the third sector. Now don't worry, we will get to that I won't forget, I promise, this time. Casey Swanseeger with a drive-through penalty as well. George Elmer has spun out on track. Oh, and we're just keeping it side by side. This is some extremely clean racing, as we also have Gionia trying to get involved. This could potentially be for the rookie lead. As it's just nowhere to take your eyes off this battle, but there's a drive-through penalty picked up for Taylor Johnston up ahead as well. That isn't going to affect this battle in particular, but it's something to note. And Sage gifting a tier 1 subscription there to Laylee. Wait, Laylee? Is that right? Lolly? I don't remember what it was. I apologize. Daniel Versosa. There's so much action on track. It's so hard to keep track of. We need to get that on board, though. Where the heck is Lizzie? Lizzie Alisea on her lonesome for right now. This is so hard. Hold on. We'll pop back. Like I say, we just have a lot happening on track. We'll get to it, I promise. Okay, this Andrew Casey, Aaron Miller here, getting a little close, but not quite close enough. Why don't we now hop on board and do that? As we see here on the right side of the car, Lizzie heading now towards the final corner. Bit wide, trying to carry that speed though, onto the throttle nice and early. You can hear that Janetta winding up its hamster wheel as it heads down the straight. Flat out all the way, looking for your braking marker right about at the 100-meter board. You can see that change in tarmac where the brakes go on. Down into second gear, a little bit early on the brakes that time around. Could have gone on that a bit later as we come now back around through T1A, because, you know, that's how these tracks are, into T2. Such a sweeping and patient corner there. You can see the Noobs R Us representation on the hood of the car. That's cool. So we now head through into the back bit. This is where it gets really tricky. Lizzie currently about 16 seconds away from Travis Bray in front. Kari Burton about 27 seconds behind. Yes, and she is very much Miss Lonely right now on the track. We're going to pop back into the action here as Jacob Church is currently side by side with Jason Goodman. Jason Goodman around the outside. But they're big, massive props to Lizzie. Great. She is doing amazing. Just keep it up. Currently beating Miss Kakassian as well, as I will imagine that will become a rivalry throughout. What's happening with King? Let's take a look. There we go. Adam King currently in 18th position with a little bit of a beat up front end. It's not quite showroom ready, the 002 there. Currently, though, 3 seconds off of Zane Bliskett and Seth Lincoln behind as well. CJ Engine here in a much less showroom ready AMG. That's going to need some serious bodywork repair. Battling with Dominic Smedger, Yorma Boy Blue, as well as Taylor Johnston behind the leaders on the final lap. That happened extremely quickly. Milos Tansky as well, losing out on a position to Paula Brady. John Hawley has picked up a drive-through penalty. You hate to see that. John Hawley been having such a superb drive so far as well. Picks it up on just about the last lap. I would imagine a lot of drivers are getting close. This track, very, very easy to pick up some off tracks. In fact, I think this track kind of known to maybe give you some off-track penalties when they're not quite deserved, maybe. Just like immediately as you drive off track. Paula's got a good-looking livery. Let's take a look. Let's see, where is Paula Brady at? There they are. In the lead paw racing McLaren Demon Tweaks. Toblerone, all right. Hard to get an angle on this track. So we see the AMG following close behind as well. Very Toblerone-inspired livery, I think it's safe to say. Toblerone, the greatest thing on the face of this earth, or something like that. Isn't that what the ad is? I don't know. The most delicious thing on the face of this? What is it? They got a saying or something, don't they? Chat, help me out on this one. Oh, and the leader has, I guess, finished the race. Dan Brace finished the race to come home for first place. That is my Doctor Who poem, everybody. Kevin Rivera, not quite a close second, but second nonetheless. Corey Hampshire for third position. It's chocolate. That's I like that. That's a good one. Corey Hampshire, third position. Niles Schleter, not going to be too thrilled with that fourth position, I would imagine, but is going to have to take it on the chin nonetheless. Miles Sewell, fifth position in the Maserati, followed up by Paula Brady, side by side, and actually just about, no, I think they finished before that. That's why. Milos Tansky for seventh, Paula Brady sixth, Jeremy Cubbage in eighth, Jacob Little in ninth, and Miguel in P10. That rounds out our top 10 there. In terms of the overall rookie lead, we have Jacob Little taking the rookie win in race 1, followed up by Kevin Yu with a very decent recovery, and Bosworth taking a third position. Nice job there from Bosworth. We have Adam King taking a fourth position there. Made it to 16th at the end. Nice recovery drive. David Collins in 17th. Seth Lincoln in 5th overall. 4th overall. 1, 2, 3, 5 overall. I can count. But don't go anywhere, folks. We got one more race after this. Another 20-minute qualifying session followed up by a 20-minute race. So the action is not going to go anywhere. There was plenty of action in that race. Yes, encore indeed. We are going to, in fact, have one. Be a little bit of a calm before the storm here. We can pop back into the booth. Why not? Welcome back to the booth, everyone. As we wait to head over into the session, I'm Mike Nause here. Great race. That was an absolutely insane, intense race. We're going to be seeing some more of that as we now head into the qualifying. It's going to be 1 minute of downtime before they head out onto track. But just wanted to say big thanks to everyone for hitting that follow button so far. One of our co-commentators here, Dominic Smedra, or otherwise known as You're My Boy Blue, he is on track tonight. We will be doing a follower goal, and at that follower goal of 1555, which we are getting ever closer to, we're at 1303, just about 200 followers away from a kiss cam that Blue and I will be doing on stream. So obviously, yes, make sure you hit the follow button and tune in for that. This is by popular request for whatever reason. I don't know. You guys came up with this, so when people always are like, oh, a kiss cam, it's like, yeah, it's what the people want. It's what the people want. We'll give the people what they want. It's what we do here. So, y'all gonna smooch virtually, at the very least. Maybe not IRL, as we do live across the country. It'd be a rather difficult smooch to have. But, yes, thank you guys, as well as all of the subscriptions as well that have been dropped throughout here. I think we've seen, let's see, go back, give a little shout out. One Bigley dropping a few, as well as Sage dropping a subscription. I think I missed one as well, but massive thanks to everybody for the support. Let's get back into the race. Lizzie, so nervous. Lizzie, come on. You did great. Genuinely. You made it to the checkered flag, and to be honest, that's all you could hope for, really. Tried so hard not to crash. It's alright. It's okay. Miss Kakasian, you did an excellent job as well. We did see you go a little deep a couple times. I mistaked you for Eric because you were driving off the track. That's just, I assumed it was Eric because, yes. Also, I need to know, are all 3 of your kids on your livery? I just got to double check. I'm pretty sure they all are, right? 2 of them look awfully similar. That's all I got to say. Because if you left out one of your kids, that's all I'm saying. It's not going to be good later on in life. Pottsweaver with the Super Flow Motorsports, number 26 here. 47, my bad. In P26 currently. All 3? Okay, that's kind of awesome. And of course, anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, I'll fill you in really quickly. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Okay. I thought you... Okay, we're good. Wait, why can't I control? There we go. We got all 3. I know there isn't almost enough room on this AMG to fit all of the kids that they have, but here we are. All 3 of them managing to fit on the large AMG. It was the only car, in fact, they could. But you love to see it. Also, with the please do not hit me on the back. And then there's the 3rd kid. Just kind of hiding. I can see which one's your favorite as well. Huh. Awfully suspicious. Anyways. Back into the action. As we have lap times being set. No, wait, we don't yet. We're getting close to them. Ophelia has the death stare on the hood. I love it. No, that's such a good livery. I knew something was wrong when I didn't see the gradient livery on Eric's livery. And in fact, hold on. Back to the booth, everybody. Guys in the truck. I don't even think I've showed this off on stream yet. My Monster matches your livery. Look at that. I just need to put the stickers of your children on my Monster. Maybe not. Maybe I don't do that. That sounds extremely weird. But we have, we're twinning. So, look at that. But now we have some times on the board. Currently looking pole position, Corey Hampshire, 152.9. Followed up by Dan Brace. Dan Brace looking to take that back probably pretty quickly. He's shown some monster pace tonight. See what I did there? Anyways, Taylor Johnston is well behind. And as Nightbot has just made clear in chat, if you guys haven't heard, coming up very soon is going to be none other than the Luke Addison Time Attack Shootout. That's going to be an event partnered with Trackalicious and Luke Addison, where it is going to be a $500 US prize pool. Signups are currently available on SimGrid. You can see the link in chat. And it's going to be multiple rounds. I think it's 6 rounds down to the finals, where at the very end, it's going to be a hot lap session, basically from 64 down to the final 3, where the final 3 is going to be a 1v1 wheel-to-wheel battle for 3 laps to take the win. So it's going to be quite the exciting one. Variable weather, the tracks are yet to be set. That way people can't really practice on it. There is a practice server up. And Tropical absolutely trooping it out to participate in this league, being in the UK. Yeah, the time zones are not too favorable, that's for sure. But hey, we appreciate the heck out of you being here. And hope it's not affecting your work schedule too much. You work evenings? Oh, well, you're all good. DGAF AK87. Thank you very much for the subscription, smoking the show. Appreciate everyone's support here tonight. Thank you guys, even for just being here. You guys are awesome. Showing your love here for the rookies out on track, as there are quite a few of them. 41 left. We had 42 to start in the last race. And we are now in that qualifying session. 13 minutes left to go, with 3 minutes left, or 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go for the white plates to set their lap times. After the 10-minute mark, we will see the red plates heading out onto track, where they will be able to set their times as well. Few white plates yet to set their time. They're getting awfully close to the barrier. Not the... Yeah, you know what I mean. The time barrier. Not the physical barrier. Regardless. Not that anyone asked. Corey Hampshire still holding that pole position. Looking to make redemption, as last time they started P3. The mad child from Manchester. Out here tonight in Hungary, looking to make a bit of a show. Hungaroring, as I said before, the Monaco without walls, twisty, windy. It's really tricky to push the limits here, as it's so easy to invalidate your lap, as so many drivers have found so far. Corey Hampshire not quite improving on his time this time around. Kevin Rivera looking to potentially take that pole position. Actually has dead even with the fastest lap currently, a 1:52.9. However, it was set as an invalid lap by Kevin Rivera. Oh, no, it wasn't. Never mind. What am I talking about? They're dead even. Holy smokes. Look at that. Kevin Rivera and Corey Hampshire, 1:52.9.000. Triple zeros across the board for the two of them. You rarely see that. Corey Hampshire looking like he isn't going to be improving too much. Well, actually, he's got a bit of lap to go, but 2/10 down this early is not looking too good. But yes, it's the Noobs Are Us shootout for pole position here. Dan Brace looking like he doesn't got much of a response this time around. Where did the pace go for Dan Brace? We'll see if that... I really want these times to stay even. I hope neither of them set any more time. In fact, it's looking that way, I think. Corey Hampshire will maybe have another attempt. I think he will get another attempt. But I would love to see this end at a dead even between the two Noobs R Us drivers. That is insane. Of course, Corey Hampshire takes the first position because he set the time first. Setting it second was Kevin Rivera, and that's going to be the end of the qualifying for Kevin Rivera. He will not be improving. It's all going to come down to Corey Hampshire on one more lap. And we will see. Well, it's not. He has the pole position. It's not going to come down to anything. In fact, he doesn't need to set the lap besides for style points. But you know it's Corey, and he's going to. He is not going to settle for dead even time. I know Corey. But we'll see. We will see. As we approach that 10-minute mark, we're going to start to see the rookie drivers head out to track, where we will see these white plate drivers finishing up their laps. Virtual checkered flag has now fallen. Any driver to complete their lap at this point will no longer be able to start another one, but anyone that has crossed the line before will be able to continue. And Aaron Miller to the line, comes across, stays 22nd fastest. Next up is going to be the number 6 car. That's going to be Miguel. He is invalid as well. Comes into the pits. George Elmer up on his time, though. And the Noobs R Us official in chat. Love to see it. Yes, your two drivers up on the pole. Dead even time. And Corey has, in fact, invalidated, leaving this as a dead even top 2. That is insane. We have the exact same times, 1:52.9 from both Kevin Rivera and Corey Hampshire. Excellent, excellent driving from both of the Alpines. Same car, same time, same team. You couldn't write that in the books, anyone. But now let's focus on the rookies out on track. Well, Dominic is not a rookie. He will be the last one to set his lap. Gotta be hacking, yep. You need to have a word with your drivers. Rigged, hashtag rigged, and Dom rounding the final corner now, looking like he had a couple tenths in the final sector, but lost him through that final few corners. Comes across the line, no improvement, stays 18th fastest. Andrew Casey, look at how many Noobs R Us drive. This is gonna be, it's a Noobs R Us invasion at this point. Seems like every driver I switch to is. We are going to see Andrew Casey heading into T1 in the Porsche. Does manage to make it this time. I think last time around, I'm not sure that was Andrew. Whoever we were watching didn't quite manage to make the first corner. Coming out into the second corner, the hairpin, awkward off camber, trying to get on that throttle as early as you can without pushing yourself wide, because you're trying to set yourself up to go flat out through these next few corners. Ooh, a little bit too much curb there. Andrew Casey, though, head down, carrying on, looking for the braking point at the curbing there, down a couple gears into third, rounding onto the hammer as early as possible to come up through the next hairpin, awkward uphill now rather than downhill right-hander, heading towards the chicane now, looking for the braking points. Really hard to find. There isn't really a braking point. In fact, that was a little bit early for Andrew Casey, a bit too much curbing through the second. Coming through now into second gear. We're going to go back up to third just to come back down to second. And on the hammer now, back onto it, flat out through here. We're going to go up to fourth and then have a little downshift through this corner just to get the grip onto the throttle nice and early. Heading now towards the back hairpin, or the back, I guess, 90-degree corner, sort of. And accelerating through the penultimate corner now. This is a lot of these corners are slow, awkward, off-camber turns where you're just waiting to get on the throttle. These final two corners are perfect examples of that. Coming across now. Get nice and early onto the throttle. It's going to be down to the line. Now, what sort of time can Andrew Casey put in the first of the rookies? It's going to be a 1:56.1 from Andrew Casey. And Paula Brady redeeming a hydrate. Much appreciated. Reminder to all of chat to hydrate as well. Taking a look at Miss Kakasi in here, washing a bit wide. Oh no. It's going to be an invalid lap there. We come into the final sector. You can see a lot of drivers slowing to give each other some space here. Can hop on board with Miss Kakasi. And why is the windshield look like... Okay, I was going to say... There's a foggy windshield there for a second. Why does the windshield keep getting foggy? What the heck? ACC. I can't see my braking point. Oh, it's the sun glare. Oh, okay. That just looks really weird. Paula Brady had to sweat for that P6. Yeah, great result, though. You got to keep it up. Don't worry, Jeremy. I will not do that. I can assure you. As we watch Miss the Boss Kakas coming around now. Potentially could have went down to second gear there to get a bit more rotation mid-corner. Little's on a fast one. We can take a look at Little. Let's see. Jacob Little currently 1.2 seconds up. Yes, they are. Jacob Little currently sitting pole position for the rookies, in fact. Looking to put a sizable margin between the rest of the pack as well as we head towards the line here. No, well, I take that back. Scott Sullivan on pole position, quickly stolen away, and it wasn't pole position at all. I take that back. Kevin Yu has held that title for a while now. Kevin Yu, 154.2. Second position to Jacob Little with a 154.5. Third position to Scott Sullivan with a 154.9. They have a few more laps to go before we hit the checkered flag here. Seth Lincoln as well in the Class and Gas AMG. Very nice livery. The 39 there, for whatever reason, the 101.39. So we get ready to come to the closing sectors of, or the closing minutes of that qualifying. We see the McLaren getting very out of shape there. Lizzie put down a lap yet? Let's take a look. Lizzie has managed to put down a lap, currently sitting down in P last. I take that back. She has not managed to put down a lap yet. Few drivers yet to put down a lap as well. In fact, one of those drivers being Casey Swanseger yet to put down a lap. That's sort of a shocker. Casey Swanseger might have a late dash to that pole position potentially, or at least up into the podium position. Scott Sullivan, though, looking to make sure that doesn't happen. Scott Sullivan, one of the rookies that we've definitely seen have a massive improvement since joining. And quite a few rookies that have had that sort of treatment where they join and they become quite good quite quickly. Aaron Miller, one of them. There's a few other drivers that I can't quite think of off the top of my head that have managed to get very quick. So ooh, and that's going to be the end of the qualifying there for Scott Sullivan. Casey Swanseger did manage to set a valid lap. 84 car comes across in 27th. Maybe not quite the result they were going for. And there we see Lizzie Alicea up into 34th position, just in front of Kari Burton. Kari Burton is in the pits as well. So throwing that one back for the minute. We'll see if Lizzie Alicea has any more pace to find in this qualifying. She's currently 4/10 down. But we'll see. Adam King, he is sitting down in P28 right now with a 2/10 improvement coming through the first sector now. Check back in with them towards the end of their lap. We'll take a look now at Andrew Casey, who's on an invalid lap, as well as, here we go, Casey Swanseger. This is more what we're going to be expecting. Casey Swanseger on an absolute flyer this time around. Casey's definitely been putting in the practice. You can very much see it. Heading through the penultimate corner now into the final hairpin. And thank you, Mariko VR, for the follow. Much appreciated. Casey Swanseger burning off a couple crucial tenths in that final corner. That could cost him. As we're now heading towards the line, it's not going to be enough. It's going to be third position still for Casey Swanseger. He was up 8/10 entering the third sector and scrubbed off so much speed. He will have one more attempt, though, to come around the track and try to improve. As the checkered flag now has fallen, any driver to come across the line will no longer be able to set a lap. Adam King, he is on an invalid lap, so he will no longer be able to set one. Lizzie Alicea, though, she's up an entire second on her lap, which isn't going to be enough, but it's still quite the improvement. Lizzie needing to gain 5 seconds to improve a position. Very unlikely with 0 corners remaining. So heading now towards the line, it's going to be an 8/10 improvement. Very, very respectable gain. And taking the polystyrene barrier with her. Why not? Miss Kakassian to the line now. Looks like it's going to be about dead even with her previous lap. Call her anything but call her anything, but don't call her inconsistent. That's for sure. Is he gonna swan dive into a position? That wasn't good, David. I hate to break it to you. The 84 of Casey Swanseeger still on a lap. And Seth Lincoln did manage to set a lap. He must have came across the line like at the checkered flag. But we'll stick along with Casey. Not looking like it's going to be much. But he doesn't need much to get ahead of Seth Lincoln. That's the thing. He only needs a 1/10.5 to get ahead. But that's a big bit of oversteer on exit. That might have bungled it. He comes across the line. It's enough. Up to 23rd position. It's going to be 4th overall. Or 5th overall, I think, for our 5th in the rookie class. As we have Kevin Yu up there. So, yep, 5th position, respectfully there, for Casey Swanseeger at the end. We now move over into the session. We're going to get into this driver, meeting the drivers, like, immediately. Because that took longer than expected last time. So we're going to hydrate. And then we're going to meet our drivers. So getting into it. Starting in P1 this time. It's going to be an Alpine 1, 2, 3. French looking awfully strong here in Hungary today. But taking the fastest Alpine out of, well, the Alpines and the fastest car of anyone is going to be none other than not that song, than Corey Hampshire in the 24 Alpine. Lining up next to him is going to be Kevin Rivera, the 419 Alpine, and Dan Brace in the Ironman Alpine in 3rd. Nause Schlieder, 4th fastest in the Porsche, breaking up the monotony there of the Alpines. Niall Leroy Brown Schlieder looking to maybe make some redemption up this time around. Taylor Johnston in 5th, number 52 car. John Hawley, 6th fastest. That's a great result for John. Kevin Yu, first fastest, yeah, okay. 7th position overall, 1st in the rookie class, number 95 of Kevin Yu. Paula Brady, 8th fastest overall, followed up by Miles Sewell in 9th. Milos Tansky is going to be 10th fastest, followed up by CJ Engine in 11th. David Collins, 12th fastest for him. Jacob Little is going to be 2nd in terms of the rookies, followed up by Scott Sullivan in 3rd. Number 43 there, Azure AMG. Then we're just going to go overall positions from here on. We have the 15th position belonging to Jeremy Cubbage, followed up by George Elmer in 16th. Professor Cronotis, 17th fastest, followed up by Potts Weaver, the number 47 in 18th. Mike Patrick, 19th fastest in the number 8 car, followed up by Andrew Casey to bring out our top 20. Ricardo Sapien, 21st fastest, followed up by Dominic Smedra, otherwise known as Your Boy Blue, in 22nd. Casey Swanseeger, he's going to be in 23rd overall, followed up by Danny Versosa in 24th. 25th belongs there to Seth Lincoln, followed up by Benjamin Biddulph. It's 2:30 a.m. It's 3 a.m. for Benjamin in the UK. He is going to be racing on late hours, but looking to get a good result nonetheless. Number 20, or P26, number 776. Zane Blisket in P27, followed up by Miguel in P28. Adam King, 29th fastest, followed by Aaron Miller in 30th. Raul, the number 7 Porsche, the Spanish driver, in P31, followed up by Bosworth in P32. Jacob Church in 33rd, followed up by Jason Goodman in 34th. Travis Barrett in P35. Lizzie Alisea, 36th fastest, lined up next to Kari Burton in 37th. Miska Kassian in P38. Andy Oak in P39. And bringing up the back of the grid is going to be the 909 Baffle Motorsports of Ryan Brown in the McLaren. And plenty of energy given there to Lizzie in chat. You love to see it. Jake Wells in chat as well. Welcome. Yes, thank you, chat, for motivating me in my reading. We almost managed to get it with the song. We were like a couple seconds off. But we are going to now start our 2.7 mile outlap. It's going to be race 2 here tonight of the race 2 of round 1 here at Hungaroring. The Monday Rookies at Trackalicious, everybody's favorite league, of course. Yes, Alpha, otherwise known as the Sexy Sax. I think that's what some people in chat like to call it. I love that. I love Sexy Sax. I think that's a great name for it. But, yeah, I don't know if I would call it smooth jazz. It's more funky jazz, you know? That's what I was going for. We were getting some energy introduced early was the goal. I think it does a good job of that. Corey Hampshire's got a lot on his shoulders here today. Got 41 or 40 cars behind him currently. So looking to keep it that way, I would imagine, for the next 20 minutes. Is going to be a trick. He's going to have to pull a rabbit out of his hat to do that. Kevin Rivera is going to be on the hunt, the Puerto Rican driver, and Dan Brace. We saw last race, running away with it. In terms of the rookies, we're definitely going to be wanting to see Kevin Yu have a better result than last time. Because I think on lap 1 he ended up spinning out, which caused him to lose quite a few positions. We'll see though. Number 95, Camaro. Got a bit of work to do himself. As we get a little bit further down the field, down to P13 overall, we got Jacob Little. He's got a bit of work to do to catch up in terms of getting that P1. Quite a few cars between him. David Collins, CJ Engine, Milos Tansky, and friends. Feel like this one's going to be crashy. Cooling track and all, you know. We're going to find out soon enough. As we are, we're getting ready here. Corey Hampshire rounding the final corner now. The rest of the field rounding the penultimate. We're 2x2 Noah's Ark formation. I'm Mike Nause in the booth here. We have Corey Hampshire, the number 24 Alpine, on pole position, followed by Kevin Rivera in the Alpine as well. It's an Alpine 1, 2, 3. Niall Schlieder looking to make up a bit of ground here as we have Corey getting ready. And we're green here, and it's a smashing start for Kevin Rivera as Kevin Rivera quickly jumps into the lead. We have the Alpine of Dan Brace behind as well. Corey Hampshire almost caught sleeping at the wheel. It's going to be 3 abreast into T1. Dan Brace almost making contact, having to back out early, which allows Taylor Johnson to get in there. Massive, massive send from the Noobs R Us AMG. I think that was David Collins that was. What an overtake. David Collins, I have no idea how many positions he just made up. I think he made up 3 positions in one corner. David Collins with an amazing send as he then immediately bungles it into the next corner and loses those positions back. David Collins is going to have to make those back up. Okay, Kevin Yu up into 7th position here. Corey Hampshire swamped to 3rd. Niall Schlieder has taken that 2nd position, which has allowed Kevin Rivera, or pushed Kevin Rivera wide. They almost make contact on the rejoin, but Niall Schlieder carrying on. As he is going to look to take the race lead here, he's going to have the inside line heading into the chicane. It's going to be extremely tight. Who's going to get on the brakes later? It looks like the Porsche, but it's going to be the inside line. Cutting the chicane a little bit there is Kevin Rivera. He does yield, backs out into the next corner. We're keeping the side-by-side action. We see the AMG behind, washing out. I think that was John Hawley. And Niall Schlieder securing the P1 there. Corey Hampshire trying to get his nose involved as well, but Dan Brace quickly thwarting that plan, and they make a little bit of contact, rubbing his racing after all. Dan Brace forced a bit wide, jumping back now to the rookies. Kevin Yu a bit behind. We see CJ Engine as well. Let's see, Jacob Little has dropped down to P15. Mike Patrick battling down here with Scott Sullivan. Scott Sullivan trying to make the overtake happen. Gets very close to the bumper there. We see 2 wide between Adam King and George Elmer. And that was an extremely clean start, actually. Like, was there any real yellow flags? That was an amazing start. We did see Lizzie Alisea drop to the back of the grid. Andrew Casey is stranded in the middle of the road. Oh no, oh no! It's carnage on the shoulder here. What has happened to Andrew Casey, the Noobs R Us driver? As you cannot park there. Oh, it's team contact. Rule number 1 is you don't hit your teammate. And the AMG absolutely clatters the side there, which causes complete carnage, which collects another Noobs R Us car. Oh no. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Noobs R Us. Scott Sullivan, he is stranded as well. Scott was going for such a good result. What has happened here? I'm not sure who that is, but the move from Scott Sullivan, that's not quite on. That was a bit late of a move there. Scott Sullivan, unfortunately, stranding himself there, it seems. At least that's how it looked from that camera angle. Oh, the action calming down a little bit, but not quite. Corey Hampshire still in third. Niall Schleter leading this race and pulling away from Kevin Rivera. Dan Brace in fourth, chasing down Corey. Got Professor Kenotis down here battling with Paula Brady. Paula Brady has slipped through the grasp a little bit there down into P10 and potentially going to be a P11 here soon if Kenotis has his way with things. Yeah, I have no idea what happened to Lizzie, unfortunately. Oh, I switched off the battle mid-move, didn't I? Great job, me. I don't even know where that battle was. Was that Paula Brady and Kenotis? Oh, it was Kenotis making the move onto Paula Brady, and I just missed it. Wow. Great job. Sorry, Paula. Well, sorry, Kenotis. Paula Brady looks like she is struggling for pace. Or excuse me, they are struggling for pace. David Collins loses the position there to CJ Engine. The AMG struggling potentially, we'll see. She's currently up to P35. Holy smokes, did we just miss a battle? We got Andrew Casey battling with Lizzie Alisea. We got Noobs R Us on Noobs R Us action with Mrs. Oh my goodness, we are going to see the battle of the ages. Mrs. Trackalicious sends it on to Lizzie Alisea and gets the overtake done. The send from downtown. Is Lizzie going to fight it back? That's the question. She's driving now, accelerating towards the corner, potentially trying to get the outside line. It's going to be really tricky here. Can she get the switchback done onto Miss the Boss Kakas? It's going to be a tough one. And Gavin, that's an amazing question. How do you join this league? Well, I'm going to type exclamation mark SimGrid. I definitely didn't just forget what it was. And you can find our rookie league there on Trackalicious. And oh no, Lizzie Alisea with a massive snap of oversteer ends up into the wall. The battle of the ages, the battle of the titans has concluded in a very swift and quick moment. Kari Burton up ahead as well. Just lost the position there to Andrew Casey. Dominic Smedra, you're my boy Blue, battling with Benjamin Biddulph. Biddulph new to this series and up into P22. Very respectable. As I said before, it's 3 a.m. for Biddulph currently. So he is an absolute trooper for being up this late and staying in this race. You love to see it. Fastest lap set for Dan Brace, 153.5. As we see that little bit of a rocket ship behind, that's going to be, I think, Aaron Miller, if I'm not mistaken, is it? Is that Putz? Is that, oh, that's, excuse me, I think that's Raul. My bad, that's Raul behind. Aaron Miller is a bit further back, down here in P27, in the Viper Racing. Currently in a battle with Andy Oak, in fact. Andy Oak looking to get by on the inside, managing to do so far. But did I finish what I was saying? I don't think I did. You can find the Rookie League over at Trackalicious, where even if it is full, I know the sign-ups are getting very close to full. You can sign up as a reserve driver and come race day. As long as the race server is not full, you will be able to make it into the session, which has never not happened. So basically, I don't want to say it's guaranteed because it's not, but it looks very likely for you to be able to make it if you do sign up as a reserve driver. And yeah, the Rookie League is probably one of the most fun leagues we offer at Trackalicious. It's everybody's favorite, no doubt. We got, like I say, pro drivers, we got non-rookies, we got rookies, we got aspiring rookies and whatnot in here from the basically day one level of ACC all the way to thousands of hours in the game. And yes, Adam King and Jacob Little, as I switched over to that battle, battling it out. Jacob Little gets the position. Adam King under threat from George Elmer behind now. The other thing about this league that really offers that is one of the most cool is, honestly, I think this is probably the most popular league in North America when it comes to GT4s. I don't think any league in terms of GT4... Holy oversteer for Adam King. Almost ended up in the side of George Elmer right there. Massive save. But even in terms of Euro sim racing, this might be the largest sim racing GT4 league, which is really awesome to see, and it's all thanks to you guys for being a part of it. Is Lizzie alive? Yep. Pulse check on... Oh, never mind. Pulse check on Lizzie. The pulse is... It's looking unlikely. Holy smokes, that's a lot of curb for the Audi there, Benjamin. He is pushing that car to the absolute limit and beyond, it seems. Side by side here between Andy Oak and Aaron Miller. So you're saying you can be a celebrity? You know what, Gavin? That's what you said, but I won't deny it. You can be a part of the record books. How about that? Maybe not a celebrity, but you can be a part of the record books. You can make history, make sim racing hit. There we go. That's the pitch right there. You can make sim racing history by joining the most popular league in terms of GT4s in America, at the very least, potentially in the world. So there you go. Make history today. Sign up for the GT4s at Trackalicious, the Rookie League. Whoa, and the battle for the lead has escalated. We see Niall Schleter retaking. I think Corey Hampshire just made a move for the lead here. Hold on, we need to go back and see that again. Corey Hampshire was in second position in front of Dan Brace as we're heading into T1 now. Niall Schleter, I think maybe left a bit too much of a gap there, and that's a massively late send, actually, from Corey. Corey not able to get the car stopped in time, and that actually costs him the position and potentially puts him under threat from his teammate. We've seen very little team orders in terms of Noobs R Us. So I do expect Kevin Rivera to be on the attack, or not, because he's attacked the barrier. Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin. You can add that one to the curse. Definitely. Sorry, Kevin. As we hop on board with him here, you can see the oversteer. Oh, that is so terrifying. You're full opposite lock and you're just heading towards the barrier. There's nothing you can do. The worst feeling in the world. But back to the battle up in P1 here. We have Corey Hampshire chasing down Dan Brace. We'll check back into that a little bit later as we check in with Jacob Little in the Ronin Racing AMG here, chasing down Jeremy Cubbage in the Aston Martin. Noobs R Us. And do we see Lizzie back out on track is the question. No, we don't, but we see a huge send from Jacob Little. And the sign is now preventing us from seeing the switchback defense. God, I hate the cameramen in this game. Jacob Little slamming the gap shut, but washes wide as a result. The 33 car back down the inside, gonna get the move potentially done. Miguel is not far away and is gonna potentially get involved in this as well. We're side by side through the final corner now. Coming on to the start-finish straight once more to complete our 6th lap. It's going to be the inside line for the Ronin Racing AMG, but it's going to be a straight-up drag race down to T1 now, looking for the braking marker. Better not miss it as Jacob Little. In fact, he brakes a little bit earlier. That's how someone missed it from behind. That was Adam King, completely missing his braking marker and flying off the track as a result. I think he did manage to rejoin safely just right next to Ricardo Sapien, but whoops. And Dan Brace, what? Uh-oh, what has happened to Dan Brace? Is that a disconnect? I can't select Dan Brace, so I think Dan Brace has disconnected. Oh no, you hate to see it. The Ironman Alpine is no longer in this race due to an ECU failure of some sort or something like that, but I think that is a disconnect there from the Alpine up in the podium positions. And a hydrate from Sharpenberry, most definitely needed. Corey Hampshire still on the chase. We have George Elmer side by side here with King. No, that's not. That's Jeremy Cubbage. Excuse me. But a bit further behind as well, we have Casey Swanseeger, John Hawley, as well as Yerma Boy Blue. Three of these guys, all AMG drivers. Two of them noobs are us. John Hawley being the outlier in that equation. Can the 410 get anything done? That's the question here. Got a brick wall in front of him in terms of cars. It's going to be quite the tricky challenge to make his way through, but it'll be easy if Casey Swanseeger keeps that up, washing wide in that final or penultimate corner. Unfortunately, John Hawley wasn't quite in a position to get anything done just yet, but that does really hamper Casey's charge onto Dom. What can John Hawley get done now? With the slipstream into T1, it's going to be same engine. What is it, a 4.8 liter turbo or something like that? I don't remember. Too much stuff to remember in this game. We also have Mike Patrick, otherwise known as Assbox on Twitch, in the AMG Black. Now that's actually kind of a cool livery. Just the pure black AMG. I actually really like that. Chasing down Paula Brady, though. More support for Lizzie in chat, even though she has crashed, yes. But nonetheless, you still love to see it. Yeah, she is still in the pits. I have reports from Karun Shandok down in the pit lane that it is potential suspension failure as well as a damaged ego. Those are the two things I think that were most damaged in that crash. No, not really. I honestly have no idea. I was just making that up. The Maserati here trying to make his way around the outside, take the long way around of the final corner, but now on the slipstream of the Noobs R Us of David Collins here. Tucks to the outside. I think the Maserati should have this, but has to brake so much earlier due to the lack of traction control and ABS. ABS being the important one in that one. Tune back next week where the Battle of the Moms continues. Yes, indeed. Where's Miss the Boss at? That's the question. Miss the Boss Kakos is up into 35th position ahead of Milo Stansky. Chasing down Kari Burton 6 seconds up the road. We also got Scott Sullivan chasing Daniel okay, never mind. Add that one to the commentator curses. Daniel Versosa chasing down Jacob Church with no one behind him now. And that is a BMW that is not tested in the wind tunnel. There's no doubt about that. Definitely not factory spec, but we see Jacob Church. I actually didn't see Jacob Church. He must have watched that wide. He loses the position there to Daniel Versosa, outbraking himself into the corner. A bit further up for P24, we have Jason Goodman and Aaron Miller battling it out. Number 22 car versus the number 90. Viper GT3 on Twitch. Currently driving the GT4, though. The big shout out to Aaron Miller, not only for being I know I always give him a shout out for being an improved driver, and he probably is sick of that by now, but also massive shout out for taking the ownership of this league. Not ownership, but taking the managerial position of this league. Aaron Miller will be running the driver's briefings and the reviewing and whatnot, and taking over. And we do see Lizzie Alisea back on track. Ladies and gentlemen, the pit crew has managed to get the suspension fixed. In fact, it wasn't a suspension damage at all. It was just the tire issue. In fact, managed to get that back out there, and we have the Janetta back out on track. Everybody, great job there to the Noobs R Us Junior pit crew for getting them back out. Close racing around P10. There's close racing everywhere right now. That's kind of the issue. But yes, there is. Kevin Rivera down here in P6 trying to battle with David Collins. This is a four-way battle. Oh my goodness. What could possibly go wrong here is there's a little bit of bumping and banging going on. The Maserati pushes the Alpine a bit wide. Kevin Rivera definitely with some damage on that car. No denying that one. Kevin Rivera secures the position. Chronotis now battling with Sewell. I think Sewell is going to have to back off for now. Coming into this third sector, very tricky to overtake. The T-Swizzle 2022 livery. Number 42 there, Chronotis. Doing an excellent job of defense. Jacob Little just lost a position there to Miguel, unfortunately. I missed that. Jeremy Cubbage as well coming through. Jacob Little looks like he's going quite slow, actually. Maybe making an error. Has to maybe lift and coast or something. I'm not sure. In terms of positions overall, leader is now on the final lap. Wow, okay, I think he is lifting coasting. I think that there is not enough fuel for Jacob Little. Let's see, coming into the final corners now. Oh my goodness, that is, whoops. George Elmer, I think losing it there just momentarily. Or is that a back marker? That might be a back marker. No, that's George Elmer. By the looks of this, I don't think Jacob Little wants to be fighting this. I think he is low on fuel and wants nothing to do with this battle. Yes, taking a look at the overall. Kevin Yu in 4th position. At least overall. 1st position in terms of the rookies. Jacob Little in 2nd. And Adam King in 3rd position for the rookies. Jacob Little does lose that position to George Elmer. Definitely one to keep an eye on. We'll see if Jacob Little can make it to the finish line. I think that's going to be the battle he's having right now. He has the 2nd place on track secured pretty much in terms of the rookie. He's going to be dropping positions quite a bit, but that's all good. It's all about classes, and you can see, I think Ricardo Sapien is catching him now as well. Well, you can't see right now, but I can see on my timing sheet, Ricardo Sapien is catching him. We also have Aaron Miller battling with Jason Goodman. Drive-through penalty picked up for Casey Swanseeger down in P32. That's rather unfortunate. That's going to have a setback there. Potentially. Oh! Jason Goodman finds the barrier extremely aggressively that time around. Oh, Miskakasian, a bit wide. But who is behind Miskakasian? That's going to be none other than Corey Hampshire, who's coming across the line right now to take race 2. And Niall Schluter with a close 2nd. Taylor Johnston, respectable 3rd position from him as well. Moving on to Kevin Yu for the 1st position in the rookie class. 4th position overall. Almost a podium result overall. That's an excellent drive there for Kevin Yu. Much better than the first race. David Collins with the send there on Kevin Rivera. Oh, that was after the line. I take that back. But let's take a look at Jacob Little. I think he is going to make it. Does come across the line, has enough fuel. As we now wait for the rest of our drivers to come across the line, it's going to be Jacob Little followed up by Adam King. Adam King taking the 3rd position in terms of the rookies. So we are going to start to hopefully see some people migrating into the green room for post-race interviews. Anyone that sees anyone that's talking to anyone in the top 3, if you can get them to go to the green room, that would be excellent. Thank you very much. But excellent racing. throughout this race. This in particular, unfortunately, Casey Swanseeger at the end having to take a stop-go or a 30-second penalty due to the drive-through not being able to be served. Interview the moms. Maybe not this time. Maybe eventually. Maybe eventually. Not this time around, though. And the champagne is spraying. Let's see. Am I going to have to move people myself? I think I am going to have to move people myself. Oh, come on. Miss the boss. What are you doing? Come on. You're not out of fuel yet. You're not at the checkered. Let's go. We're on the clock. Miss Gakasian to be the final car to finish. Last, but certainly not least, to come across the line. P34. And that's her first round of a race. I was going to say her first race. It's her second race in terms of league racing, but overall finishes out. Can I type? I don't think I can type. Yeah, I don't think that they can see that, but it's worth a shot anyways. As we do have a few of our drivers in here. We have Corey Hampshire, Jacob Little, and Niall Schleter. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
How do?
And, yeah, Corey, you did manage to take the race win in race 2. Congratulations.
Yeah, I was struggling though. I was trying not to hit people as hard as I could.
I did in race 1. We saw that contact between you and Niall. I'm not sure Niall probably wasn't the most happy about that in the moment, I'm sure.
I think it evened out race 2. I feel like I got. Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad you agree.
No, I think it was a good battle back and forth, and I had a really good time trying to keep up.
But by the way, the absolute send onto turn 1, my gear got stuck in 4th and the pedals were downshifting, so that's why I threw it all the way down. It wasn't an actual send. It just wouldn't stop.
It's all good. I caught you out of my mirror, then on the radar popped up. I was like, oh no, go straight for a second.
Yeah, apologies anyway.
A little bit of a gearbox failure, some Ferrari issues potentially there for you.
It's an Alpine, but we'll go with that too.
The French gearbox, not knowing what gear it needs to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and also we got was it Jacob Little in here? Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, it is Jacob Little in here. Yeah, dude, great race. You've had some you had some good support for you in the chat as well.
Yeah, they've been texting me through the race, so I've been trying not to pay attention to my watch. That was some strong, hard racing out there. I loved every minute of that.
No, that was especially race 2. That was a really, really tight race with some extremely good battling. I mean, there were barely any yellow flags. You know, some minor contact, but rubbing. You know, it happens.
Yeah, my tires kind of went off there at the end, so I didn't see any other red plates around me. So I figured I'd kind of give up a couple positions just to play it safe and make it to the end.
Awesome. And then obviously, last but not least, I think at least. I'm trying to do multiple things here. Yeah, no one else is in the green room. Last but not least, we got Taylor Johnston, who took the 3rd position in the 2nd race. Not quite as good of a race 1, but your race 2 result definitely much better.
Yeah, it makes up for it. It was disheartening race 1. Finally got a good quality time, and yeah.
That it?
I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say. It was,
right.
I mean, I inherited P3. I mean, a couple people died ahead of me, so I'll just stay consistent. And, yeah, it's fine.
Fair enough.
I've got a question. Like, did anyone else have easier control on the tires in 2nd race or the first one?
First one.
First one better. Second.
I was the complete opposite, which I think is why I got a better time in Q2 and I managed to catch up to P1 in race 2. I don't know what it is with the tire temperatures at the moment, but they're just very inconsistent.
The colder
for me,
track
it was
favorite.
braking.
Yeah, for sure. It used to be the opposite, but I guess not.
Yeah, for me it was braking in race 2. Just the zones are so much longer for whatever reason. I don't know if cooler or what.
And in chat, sorry to interrupt, but Taylor, you got to thank your sponsors in chat. I'm getting that from chats. They're requesting you to thank your sponsors. You do have an awesome livery this time around, by the way, Taylor.
Oh, thanks.
So, yeah, your mellow yellow livery with Copenhagen.
Yep.
Very, very thematic.
Well,
I don't know what the word is.
Potts and I are, running the same team. Well, this time we're not exactly Sherman, but he's Superflow, and I'm mellow yellow.
That's awesome. No, I love the liveries. So. But yeah, thanks guys, and congratulations to your podiums. Not seeing any of the other rookies popping in here. That's all right. We'll get them next time around. So, thank you guys. We're gonna end this, or I'm gonna do my little outro, so you guys are all free to go.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you, mate.
All right, chat. It's just me and you again. And you're not pleased with the lack of sandwich conversations? It was too tough. I couldn't speak about anything but racing. It was way too much action on track. There was no downtime. But nonetheless, we'll get some more sandwich talk in eventually, I'm sure. But thank you guys so much for watching. We are going to raid Jake Wells, otherwise known as I Suck at This. He popped in chat earlier. Always love raiding Jake. He's an awesome guy, awesome driver, and a great personality. So make sure you guys pop in if you're not followed. First off, why? Why are you not followed to Jake Wells? Make sure you go follow him. And second off, I hope you guys have a great night. Enjoy the rest of Jake's stream. Some more ACC for you. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for hitting the follow button, the subscribe button. You guys are awesome. Have a great evening.